The mansion woke before sunrise with soft lights sliding across marble floors and quiet footsteps moving through long halls. A millionaire CEO named Adrian lived there, known for his sharp mind, calm voice, and distant eyes. He ruled boardrooms with confidence, yet his home felt silent like a museum of success. The maid Elena arrived early as always, bringing her small daughter, Lila, because school was closed. Lila stayed in the servants' room clutching a worn stuffed bear that had been her comfort since infancy. That morning a sharp sound echoed as the toy tore open and its stuffing spilled like snow. Lila tried to hold it together, but the tear widened and her breath broke into sobs. Her crying drifted through vents and open doors, reaching places she never imagined. Adrian paused mid-step outside, his study, hearing a sound that did not belong in his world. It was raw and small and filled with loss. He followed the sound down the hall, confused by the ache it stirred inside him. At the door, he saw Lila sitting on the floor holding the broken bear while Elena tried to soothe her. Elena froze, seeing her employer there, fear crossing her face. Adrian asked softly what happened. Elena explained the toy was broken and it was the only gift Lila had from her late father. The words late father struck Adrian like a quiet blow. He remembered his own childhood loneliness hidden behind wealth. Lila looked up with red eyes, not knowing who he was, only that he stood tall and listened. Adrian knelt, lowering himself to her level, something no one in the house had ever seen. He asked if he could see the bear. Lila hesitated, then handed it over with shaking hands. The room felt suspended, as if the house itself waited. Adrian examined the tear and felt something shift inside him. He promised nothing yet, but his eyes held resolve. He stood and told Elena to give him 1 hour. Whispers followed him as he walked away, leaving mother and daughter stunned. The household buzzed as Adrian moved with purpose unseen before. Assistants watched him leave the mansion without guards, without calls. He drove himself to the city streets where memories lived. He entered a small workshop filled with fabric tools and quiet craft. The owner looked surprised, seeing a man of power walk in alone. Adrian placed the bear on the counter and explained its meaning. He did not mention money, only care. The craftsman nodded, understanding the unspoken weight. Adrian stayed, watching every stitch, every careful movement. Time slowed as he reflected on choices made and paths ignored. He remembered gifts he never valued and people he never thanked. When the bear was whole again, it looked stronger than before. Adrian paid generously, but more than that, he thanked the craftsman sincerely. He returned home carrying the bear like something precious. Staff gathered, pretending not to stare as he walked through the halls. He went straight to the servants' room and knocked. Elena opened the door, disbelief filling her eyes. Lila sat quietly, her tears gone, replaced by emptiness. Adrian knelt again and held out the bear. Lila gasped, then smiled a smile that transformed the room. She hugged the bear, then hugged Adrian without fear. The house seemed to breathe for the first time. Elena cried silently, overwhelmed. Adrian stood and said the bear was brave like Lila. He added that she was welcome in the house any time. Then he left as quietly as he came. Yet the household was changed. Staff whispered of kindness, not authority. Adrian returned to his study, but work felt different. Numbers blurred while that smile stayed clear. He realized this act was not an end, but a beginning. Something long asleep inside him had awakened. Days passed and the mansion no longer felt cold. Lila visited after school, bringing drawings and stories. Adrian listened between meetings, learning her world. He arranged a small room for her filled with books and light. Elena watched trust grow where fear once lived. Other staff noticed the shift and worked with lighter hearts. Adrian began asking names, stories, dreams. The board noticed changes too. His leadership softened yet grew stronger. Profits rose, but more than that, loyalty deepened. One evening, Adrian invited Lila and Elena to dinner. The long table felt warmer with laughter echoing. Lila spoke of her father and Adrian listened fully. He shared his own past of absence and walls. Connection formed not from pity but understanding. Adrian funded a school program in the city quietly. He repaired not just toys but opportunities. The household saw a new kind of wealth, one built on presence, not distance. Lila grew confident, her smile a daily reminder. Adrian found joy in small moments. Morning greetings, shared meals, honest talks. The mansion transformed into a home. Stories spread beyond the gates, inspiring others. All from a single moment of listening. A broken toy became a bridge, and the CEO learned true power. Time continued weaving lives together. Lila excelled at school, dreaming of helping others. Elena found stability and respect. Adrian embraced mentorship, becoming a guide, not just a boss. The household thrived, united by shared humanity. Visitors sensed warmth upon entering. Adrian kept the repaired bear in his study on a shelf. a symbol of choice and change. When asked about it, he smiled and said it reminded him to listen. He invested in community centers and workshops. He visited them without cameras or praise. The staff felt proud, belonging to something meaningful. Lila grew taller, her laughter stronger. Adrian attended her school events quietly applauding. The mansion echoed with life during holidays. Meals shared, stories exchanged. The past no longer ruled the present. All because one man heard a child cry and chose compassion over convenience. The action shocked the household, but it healed it too.